but he uses the term mock. And I think it's to make you think this tombstone is mocking the death of the person whose name is on it. Now, the video shows an officer apparently stored a tombstone display that I'm told was created by protesters. And you could look at it and pretty much tell it's been created by protesters, not some cop. And it was left outside of the East Precinct. And on it, it has the name Demarius Butts and the date when he was killed by police. Now, protesters have used this guy's name along with some others. And in this case, used this name on displays to basically say, see, cops are murdering innocent black people. Innocent black civilians are being killed by the police. This was just one of the names that was used in the BLM movement, the riots, and the rallies. Some were peaceful, no doubt. But they would scream out names: Charlena Lyles, Demarius Butts. And understand, Butts was killed after committing an armed robbery and trying to murder police officers. Now, King 5 in their reporting said officers were, quote unquote, hurt during a shootout in which one of the officers was seriously wounded after being shot in the face, shot in the chin. I remember this story when it happened. And it was one of those moments where not everyone was sure that guy was going to survive. You had one officer, she was shot in her chest. Thankfully, she was wearing Kevlar. You had another officer who somehow, luckily, escaped with just a grazing. You had a fourth officer who was hit over the head with a bottle. That was also kind of serious, not just simply, quote unquote, hurt. Weird, the language that's used here, because that kind of downplays the shooting. And that's important here because the dude got shot because of his own actions. He did this. The cops didn't run in to shoot this guy. He was not a victim of police brutality. He was the clear threat to the officers, to the community. And it's why the officers were cleared of wrongdoing during the King County inquest, which was always intended to stack the odds against officers. Also, you can make prosecutions much easier to pursue. This was one of the concessions that King County Executive Dow Constantine pushed through. Concessions to the anti-police crowd. This was part of the criminal justice reforms. Now, all this video does is show that an officer, or I guess officers, brought the display, this tombstone display, inside and stored it there, as they did with other items that somehow escaped the critical eye of the Seattle Times and the activists who are feigning anger over what happened, over what they saw in a video from 2021. Somehow, this wooden board that has a black fist in the air that was spray painted on it somehow managed to escape any sort of critical eye. Weird. Why would you not include that? Why would you not include that? Because maybe it then suggests that the officers will take things from outside that have been put there by protesters and then store them inside the building.